The United Nations Information Office brings you the latest news about the activities run by the UN office in Uzbekistan as presented by the local online media. Anhor.uz carried a story about the UN's readiness to help Uzbekistan mitigate the consequences of the Aral Sea disaster. It quotes the UN chief Antonio Guterres, who, in his message to the president of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, said that the mitigation of the consequences of the Aral tragedy remains a UN's top priorities. The UN, he said, will continue to support Uzbekistan's efforts to resolve problems linked with this disaster. Mr. Guterres said that in his role as UN chief, he intends to work to strengthen cooperation between the UN and Uzbekistan, including through the UN office in the country and the UN Regional Center for Preventive Diplomacy for Central Asia. Just to remind our viewers, an official launch event of the new UN joint program, building the resilience of communities affected by the Aral Sea disaster through the multi-partner Human Security Fund for the Aral Sea, was held in Tashkent on February the 10th. A special UN mission of the United Nations Human Security Trust Fund took part in this event. Presentations and discussions illustrated negative impacts of the Aral Sea disaster, as well as highlighted actions being taken by the government of Uzbekistan jointly with the United Nations to address the issues of the Aral Sea region. Gazeta.uz reported on the ceremony to present a certificate on the inclusion of Western Tian Shan Mountains in the UNESCO World Heritage List. At the ceremony held in Tashkent, UNESCO representative for Uzbekistan, Krista Pikat, handed over the certificate to the chairman of the State Committee for Environmental Protection, Mr. Bakhtiyor Abdusamatov. The part of the Central Asian segment of Tian Shan that encompasses territories of Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan was welcomed to the UNESCO World Heritage List as a trans-border object on the 17th of July last year. The Uzbek areas that were added to the list include Maydantal and Bashkazilsay. Krista Pikat underlined that it is not just an award, but also a responsibility of taking care of this cultural legacy and passing this on to the next generation, the report says. More headlines with UNESCO this past week. Online media outlets in Uzbekistan ran a news story about talks held by the rector of Inha University in Tashkent, Sarvar Babakhojayev, and UNESCO representative for Uzbekistan, Krista Pikat. The talks focused on educating the youth through the use of information technologies, cooperation in teaching mobile programming skills, and development of mobile applications. The two sides also agreed to carry on with discussions of collaborative projects that would be designed to encourage the youth to learn IT skills. Our next press review will be delivered in exactly a week's time, but for now please visit our website and social media pages for more information.